All right, guys, so back here with the truck. I got some gear oil right here, some 7590 right there too. I only have 2 quarts, so I'm hoping that that'll end up being enough. But as you guys can see right here, I got the whole new, well, new used. Looks really nice actually. That posi all installed. There's the old one right there, if you guys can see. And that's the gear that was on the other one. So I took my old gear and put it on this posi so that everything was the same. You know, I kept everything in order, you know, the shims and all that. And I'm pretty sure that these clamps went on there this way. At least I'm assuming that they'd go out. So that's all tightened down now. So now all I gotta do is slide my axles in and then put the clips in right through there. And then just put the center pin through, and then I can just put my diff cover on. So pretty easy swap here. Not too bad at all, and you know, it actually cleaned up really nice. So I'm hoping that it's pretty good. You know, I used a whole can of brake cleaner, cleaning off that posi and cleaning out the housing. And the nice thing about brake cleaner is that it just, you know, dissolves right away, and you know, doesn't get any residue left behind. I got my new axle seals on too. I already went ahead and got those this morning, and so I got both of those pounded on. And so I mean, now the axles are ready to be slid in. I got my clips, and then I just got my little center pin right there with the bolt, and then I can put the diff cover on. So I mean, you know, it really doesn't take that long at all, as long as, you know, you kind of know what you're doing. But you know, just make sure that you keep your stuff organized, and you know, this stuff goes on that side. I mean, it only really matters with the shims, because if, you know, you throw the shimming off of your rear axle, then it's just gonna chatter and shake and howl, and you know, you're just not looking good then. You're in a whole world of troubles. But yep, there it is. So now I can I don't know, I guess this stuff is just scrap. So I mean, I'm really glad I had that, and you know, it looks really nice, all cleaned up. So I'm hoping that it does good. We actually ended up with that one because my dad had a customer at work. This is even before I worked there. He needed a rear axle. So my dad, the funny thing is, we actually ended up getting a truck that had a bent frame. I'm gonna try and find a picture, so if I can find it, here it is. But we took the rear end, or he took the rear end out of that truck and put it in, and that truck was just a one-wheel wonder. And this was the posi that came out of his axle. So I'm hoping it holds up and does the job for me. And these little 342s hold up to my big old wheels. But yeah, let's just get this thing all put back together and all filled up with fluid. And I got little O-rings for my my coolant crossover tube here. I found some little O-rings that I'm hoping will work. They didn't have the ones for it, but I found these little O-rings, so I'm hoping that those will seal up. And then I just gotta bleed my coolant, and then, you know, maybe take this thing down the driveway or something, and see if she runs good. And then once my dad gets home, put the box on it, start putting the bumpers on it and the hood and stuff, and might be able to drive her to the gas station and fuel her up today. So I mean, I got insurance active on it now, so let's just finish her up and get her done. All right, guys, so a little update on the truck here. I ended up getting my rear axle all finished up here, and I got fluid in it and everything now, and that should be all good to go. And I, you know, have had it running for probably around an hour or so now. So I went ahead and changed the oil on it and got that all drained out, and I even changed out the filter already too. And now I just got to add oil to it, and I'm pretty sure my coolant's all good to go, so I can go ahead and throw the cap on that. and everything looks good. I gotta put the cowl on it, and then I can add my washer fluid. And yeah, I just got a little plug on the end of that right now because I started adding a little bit and it just kept on pouring out right away. But I was gonna go ahead and try and get my CV shafts off and just leave the nub in there. So I popped the boots off already, and I was gonna try and get the shaft off of there and just leave the end in there so that the shaft's not whipping around if I do end up driving it like this, because I still haven't heard from my lift kit yet on when that's gonna come. But then also, if you look up here, kind of hard to tell, but the timing cover is wet. You can really see at the bottom of it right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. But my crank seal started leaking on it, so that must have got ripped when I put the harmonic balancer on. So now I have to pull the, you know, I'm glad that it's just the crank seal and not the timing cover or the oil pan gasket, at least from the looks of it right now, because I can just pop the belt off, pull the harmonic balancer off, and then pull that seal out and just put a new one in. The hard part's gonna be getting the serpentine belt off of the air conditioner, the AC belt off, and pulling the harmonic balancer off. But you know, pretty easy fix. And this way now I can put the oil back in it without, you know, knowing I have to pull the timing cover of the oil pan. So I can get my oil in it, and you know, whenever I get around to it, I can just pull that seal and get that done. So not too bad. So at least I can get the oil in it now and move it around. And honestly, I'm probably not gonna put any of the body panels on it yet, because you know, I'm just gonna focus on getting the body painted. So I'm gonna get this painted probably in a week or so, or at least try to, and start working on it. And then once the body's painted, then I'll start putting stuff on it. Like then the box can go on it, and then I'll paint the bumpers, the hood, and the grill, and paint up some lights for it, and get all that wrapped up. And then all that will be done and good to go. And then I got the four-wheeler to work on over there. So I still gotta, you know, try and preserve my time so I can have some time left for that. But at the same time, you know, we're having house showings in 2 days, so at least this thing runs and stuff. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll get a little video of it, but I gotta program my crank sensor or my camshaft sensor, and because it wasn't reading, and I'm assuming because I got a different cam gear in there now, I just gotta reprogram it. And then I gotta get my transmission flashed still. But you know, I might end up having to trailer it for that, or maybe I'll find a tool that I can borrow somewhere. But still gotta get that done. And then, you know, I still gotta get it tuned as well. But it ran way better after I tuned it with my super chip. So I was able to take the rev limiter off. I took the speed limiter off. I set the tire size to 35s. I set it to premium fuel. And then I also disabled the DOD, and it seemed to run better after that. So now my speedometer will be right and all that stuff. So should be pretty good to go now. And you know, just a few little things, but you know, of course something else goes wrong, so I'll just have to get a crank seal put in there. But I'm in no hurry for that. Who knows? I might even postpone that all the way up until the lift kit comes, or like until I'm caught up. So, you know, I'll probably leave that as its own thing, unless it's leaking really bad. If it's just a little leak, you know, a little seepage, it's not like I'm going to be driving the truck much, because next step's going to be focusing on the body. So I got to jam the whole body and paint the whole body and the doors and all that. And if you guys have been watching the build, you'll know that I already painted underneath it, as well as the engine bay and the firewall here. So all that's all painted, the new color. So you guys can see the difference here from the old color to the new color right there. So just gotta finish painting the body, and it'll be easy to do it like this. I'm just gonna have to cover up the frame and stuff, and then I can, you know, stand on the back here and hopefully try and paint the roof of it. Hopefully that's not too bad. Probably have a ladder right here too or something to get up there to paint it. But again, you know, I'm kind of glad I don't have my new lift kit in it yet, because I realize this would be a lot harder to paint with it, you know, 6 inches taller yet. So there's a little update kind of for you guys. Oh, and there's the hood right there for it too. So that shouldn't be too bad to prep and paint. You know, I just gotta sand this little run out of it right there, and then just scuff up the whole hood, and that'll be ready to paint. And I'm hoping I can hang that all by itself, kind of like that or something, and then just get the whole thing painted all at the same time, instead of having to flip it and then paint it the next day. So that's the plan. I'm hoping it'll only take a week or so to get it all painted, but you know, we'll just have to see how things go. But you know, you guys know me, you know, I work in the morning, you know, get up at 7 and, you know, get home at 6, and then I just spend the rest of my night out here until like, you know, midnight or 2 a.m. You know, some days I even stay up all night, and you know, we'll get this thing done. So might be a few days until I can get started on it, but it'll be done before you know it. So I'm gonna get some oil put in this thing and just have it so it's movable, and I will probably just catch you guys when I start prepping it.